With persistence and diligence, you can become independently wealthy in 20 years or more. What if you want to get done a little bit faster? Well, you need a wealth shortcut. Hey, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and today I'm going to be talking about what I like to call wealth shortcuts. Probably not the best title, but it's what rings for me. So just leave it like that. So sure, in the introduction I said you can get wealthy in time without them, but it could take you 20, 30, maybe 40 or more years. It's not a bad way to get there, but if you don't have 30 plus years to make it happen, then you need to stick around, and especially to the very last point, because the last point I'm going to be presenting today is a wealth shortcut that if you don't follow it will completely undermine all your efforts, even if you apply all the other shortcuts combined. So be sure to stick right to the end. I'm going to be sharing my top wealth shortcuts designed to do exactly one thing: get you to financial independence much faster than conventional methods. If you employ some or all that I'm sharing today, there's no reason why you can't meet your financial goals in as little as 10 years. Yes, you did hear me correctly, 10 years. It's very possible. But I will warn you, you are going to have to be very motivated. So just leave it at that. It is possible, but if you consider a time frame of 15, maybe 20 years, you're going to get there. So let's get started. Number one, make your time more valuable. Well, this goes without saying, but what if you can make $1,000 a day instead of just $500 a day? You'll get to your goals literally twice as fast. And if your goal was 30 years, there's no reason why you can't get there in 15 years. But how do we do this? The easiest way is to gain more valuable skills in your trade. This is as easy as taking specialty courses that will enhance you in your current career. Next, consider how many hours you work each day. If you're married, bring your partner into the conversation. 2 can definitely double your daily earnings quicker than any other method. This is like a cheat code to work more hours each day while sharing the burden, thus you don't have to work twice as much each day, all by yourself. Also, do consider secondary gigs. If you've got the time, think about secondary gigs that you can do to help you earn more money. And this leads me into my second wealth shortcut, and that is expand your interests. When looking into secondary gigs, you're not trying to work a second job. You're trying to create a bit more wealth. That's what it's all about. Now, let me tell you, I used to hate AI, but I've learned how to use it as a tool. Now, with the advent of AI, this does make things much more possible. Learn how to use this tool to expand your options, but also reduce your time expenditure to get there. I'm personally using AI to help me flesh out new applications, and I'll then go in and fine-tune the code in the end. The end result is I'm developing usable applications that can start to earn passive income in a month or 2 instead of taking years to get to a sellable application. Also, look into other avenues to generate income. Consider sharing your expertise on YouTube or other forms of social media. You wouldn't be shocked at how much money you can make with social media in today's day and age. Also, with the ease of inexpensive book creation and syndication through vehicles like Amazon, consider publishing your expertise as well. Now, hey, I've heard a lot of people complain, well, Amazon takes 3/4 of the money. In conventional book publication, if you're lucky to make 5 or 10% of the actual price that you pay for the book on the shelf, it's amazing. So right now, you're still doing very well with Amazon. Things could change in the future, but right now, you can do very, very well. So you never know what will take off, so you need to try as many different methods you can discover without burning yourself out. Because you need to try all these different ideas and try this and try that. Hey, not everything's going to work, but you'll discover what works for you, and that's what's important here. And what's also important is that you subscribe. Hey, I ask in every video, But if you're enjoying this video and you're finding value in it, give it a like, but also consider subscribing. I've got hundreds, or pretty close to hundreds of videos on this channel that talk all about wealth creation. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll be showing up in your feed every day, and you can enjoy more and more videos and get wealthier every day. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot. Number 3, make your money returns worth more. Take the time on how you safely invest your money and gain higher returns on your investments. Now, a bank account may only get you 3% interest, which means it'll take roughly 24 years to turn $1 into $2. In other words, double your money. But what if you get a 10% return on an investment? You can cut down that 24 years to as little as 7 years. In that same 24-year period, your money will double almost 4 times. So in other words, that same dollar invested on day 1 will become worth $2, $4, $8, $16 in that same 24 years. Hey, I'd rather take the 16 bucks after 24 years than the $2. But what if you get higher returns? I'm averaging about 16% returns on my dividend investments. My money should be doubling, reinvesting those dividends in as little as 4.5 years. Yes, you heard it right, 4.5 years. So in that same 24 years, I'm not even going to calculate it, it's a lot more than even $16. So investigate different ways you can invest with low risk. We're not looking for a high stakes, high risk investment here. We need to always consider preserving our capital above all else because, hey, we worked hard to get it, but we also want to make sure that we get the highest returns for our capital. This is the wealth shortcut that can literally cut your time in half or more. So be sure to start learning and start investigating how you can invest that's good for you and provide you with higher rates of return. Number 4. Now, this is the number 4 I was warning you about in the very beginning. Watch out for this wealth killer. This is a wealth killer. Now, what or who is the wealth killer? It's you. Yeah, you. Learn how to build a budget to regulate your spending today so you can save more money for tomorrow. In a lot of videos, I like to call it, don't rob from your future self. Not having a budget is like going on a diet and never weighing yourself. You never know if your eating habits are helping you or hurting you to lose weight. A budget is the scale for your finances. Consider setting up a simple budget. Doesn't have to be complicated. And allocate where your money is going and learn how to restrict how much you spend. Now, this is what's important here. Just like when you're trying to lose weight and cutting calories, you're going to cut your spending. And you're going to ensure that you stick to a fixed budget. If you've allocated $600 for groceries every month, you don't spend $601. You spend $600. Okay? Also, if you get a raise or you do succeed in increasing your monthly income through these side gigs, don't allow it to become money for more toys or literally become part of your monthly allocation of money that you get. I was a victim of my own sabotage in this way for years. I went from earning just around $40,000 a year to close to over $200,000 and proved that I can be just as broke at the end of each and every month. So you don't need to prove that. I've proved it and it's true and that's the way it is. So don't let your lifestyle raise with your income. Learn to live on a certain lifestyle level, how much you're spending, and if your money increases, wow, all of a sudden you are able to save a lot more money. And this is what all these other things are going to do to help you become very wealthy very quickly. And let me just say, this is a deadly and stealthy wealth killer because it happens very slowly and you can literally nickel and dime yourself to death. I like to actually call it death by 1,000 paper cuts. You don't see it happening and it happens. Just a little side hint here, if you're using credit cards to pay for things too, you may be still overspending. It's like, again, being on that diet saying, I've been good all week, I've done this and I've done that, and at the end of the day, you enjoy a nice big piece of cake every night. Well, you're not going to lose weight if you do that. But you might be asking yourself, should I even bother investing? I'm young and I have lots of time, or, oh, I'm too old to start now. Well, I've got a video for you. It looks at the whole idea of saving from these viewpoints, and it's titled, Why Bother Saving? Definitely a worthwhile video to watch, so be sure to enjoy it if you're interested. Otherwise, I want to thank you for joining me today. This is Frank Thomas from Wealth Generation Strategies, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's get wealthy today.